Welcome guys, I'm going to go over quiz number 2.1, functions 4.1 and 4.2, functions in ordered pairs. We have a problem, hang gliding, altitude, A of m of a hang glider who is slowly landing can be given by A of m equals 300 minus 50m, and m represents the time in minutes. So part A says, what is your altitude after 2 minutes? So for part A, you want to find what is your altitude after 2 minutes. So A of 2. And we're going to substitute that in our equation. So 300 minus 50 times our m, our minutes, which is 2, right? So altitude after 2 minutes. So we substitute our input value 2, and we're going to find out what is our output value. So we get 300, and then negative 50 times 20 is negative 100. And you subtract those, you get 200. So this is altitude is 200 and our units is feet. So 200 feet for our first part. And we also can enter that in our table, 200, right, or 200 feet. And then part B says what is altitude after 5 minutes. So same process, so altitude except for 5 minutes. So altitude of 5 minutes is 300 minus 50 times 5, and then we're going to calculate that. So 300 minus, and then 50 times 5, 250. 300 minus 250 is 50, and this is in feet. So 50 feet. So at 5 minutes is 50 feet, right? Feet, right here. So that's part A and B. Okay, part C is complete the table of values using your function. So we're just going to continue on, start with 0. So A of 0 will be 300 minus 50 times 0. 300 minus 0 is 300 feet. And that's our initial value, 300 feet. And then for 1, A of 1, you get 300 minus 50 times 1. 300 minus 50, which is 250 feet. So A of 1 is 250 feet. And then you can keep going, but just by looking at it, you can tell since this is negative 50 m, it's going down 50 feet every minute, right? So if you follow the pattern, you get minus 50, you get 250 feet. Minus 50, you get 200 feet. Minus 50 from that, this should be 150 feet. And then you continue on, subtracting 50, right? This should be 100 feet, 50 feet, and then 0 feet at 6 minutes. And you can check your answer too. If we did A of 6, so A of 6, we have 300 minus 50 times 6. You get 300 minus 300, which is 0 feet. And that makes sense. Okay? So that's how you show your work. And in part D, it asks, how many minutes would it take to reach the ground? So you're looking at when is your altitude 0, right? Because you reach the ground. So your altitude is 0 for this ordered pair, right? Your input is 6 minutes, your altitude is 0 feet. So your altitude is 0 feet at 6 minutes. Okay, for the graph part, our input values, which is our minutes, is always on the x-axis, right? So our time in minutes. Our output values, our answers that we got, is going to be on the y-axis. So altitude, A of m, which is in feet, right? And we're going to write what units there are. So for minutes, we need to go 0 through 6. So 0, we can skip 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it fits perfectly. The height, the altitude, has to go up to 300 feet, right? So that's our highest point, 300 feet. So all the way to 0. So 0 to 300 is our altitude. So we start at 0, and then we can skip one line for 100, 200, 300. So that's our units that'll fit as large as it can on our graph, and then we substitute our ordered pairs or graph them, right? So we have all our points here. So we have 0, 300, that's our ordered pair. So 0, 300 was right there. 1 minute, 250 feet, right there. And then we keep going, right? 2 minutes, 300 feet, or 200 feet, it's right there. 3 is 150, 4 is 100, 5 is 50, 6 is 0 feet. So it's a nice straight line because it's linear. It's decreasing at a constant rate of change, 50 feet per minute. And we just draw a line right there. It's our nice graph, visual representation of our little word problem. And there you go.